Hello and welcome to 2-Day Rentals. In today's video, we're going to get a chance to check out one of my favorite brick and mortar stores, and that's Horror Freak. This place is absolutely amazing, and it's located in the DFW area of Texas, in Bedford, Texas to be specific. It's not very close to where I live by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't get a chance to go that often, but I figured, hey, for the month of October, you know me here at 2-Day Rentals. I love to celebrate Halloween all month long. It's my favorite holiday. Horror is my favorite genre, so I thought, how fitting would it be to do a video over one of my favorite stores? And Horror Freak is absolutely incredible. And if you get a chance, if you're in Bedford, in the DFW area, I highly, highly recommend checking it out. There's something for everyone here. And I gotta tell you, it's been a little while since I've been in, and man, has it really grown and expanded. I got a chance to talk to the owner, Eric. He's awesome. We spoke for a good long while. We have a lot of similar interests. He's a really cool dude. I love getting a chance to talk to other collectors, and that's certainly who he is, a collector through and through. And he definitely mentioned that the store has expanded. He's added a room in the back, which, you know, if you're looking at now in the video, it's so cool. A lot more toys that you would see in the front part of the store, and a lot of stuff that's imported from Japan or Mexico. And so this little back room area that's an expansion of Horror Freak, still falls in the same category, right? A lot of horror, a lot of monsters, Godzilla, kaiju, you name it, but all still fits into that realm of Horror Freak and what the store has to offer. If there's a specific horror film that you're looking for on Blu-ray or DVD, he has coffins full, literally, lining the wall. So it's fun to browse through those. I mean, you'll find the common heavy hitters, but also the obscure, sort of random things. He's got a great collection. And VHS too. VHS is really popular. And so it's harder to keep some of those things on the shelves, I would imagine. But man, he really had a lot of cool physical media, and I just think it's great that it combines not only the collectible side of things, the figures and the stickers and pins and you name it, but also the physical media. So it's really the best of both worlds. All the things I love about collecting. If you know me here, I'm a sucker for movie licensed merchandise and toys, and that's what the channel really exists for. And this place, man, if it's horror related, licensed merch from a movie, there's a good chance he's going to have something you're looking for. You really have to look at every nook and cranny. There's things kind of tucked everywhere. I took several laps around, and there was things that I didn't catch the first time, and I'm glad I took the time to do that, because there's really a whole heck of a lot of stuff, and it's easy to miss things. And not only does he carry things that are from some of the major lines, you know, your NECAs or your Mezcos, but independent smaller toy lines or pieces of artwork from maybe local artists and things that, again, you're not going to just find everywhere. So not only does he keep the harder to find collectibles, but also kind of unique sort of one-off things that I've never seen anywhere else. Like I said, I got a chance to talk to the owner, Eric, for a good long time, and he was saying that the store really started as it was his collection, a lot of his horror stuff that he put out there, and he was able to sort of grow and expand off that. And it was really neat talking to him collector to collector and how he says when if he's out of town, and mainly when he travels these days, it's to go to places to try to replenish and restock his store. And you can definitely tell there's a lot of attention and love into the things he stocks in his store. It's quality, and again, it's a good balance. Hard to explain of things that are, the heavy hitters, not run of the mill or average, but things that, people are going to want to come in and see. A Freddy Krueger figure or something from Terrifier, right? There's a new Terrifier movie out. So you have those things, but then again, you have just the stuff that you may never see anywhere else. For example, these Suncoast Dracula figures. I did a whole video on Dracula merch from Bram Stoker's Dracula 1992 last October, so go check that out. But this set of figures from Suncoast by Applause, I've never seen anywhere else. I have all but the werewolf, and I was tempted to buy it, but I didn't. But it's just neat, right? To think that this is the first time I've ever seen those out for sale anywhere. It's pretty cool. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I picked up. First off, Dracula and Frankenstein from the Van Helsing line by Jakks Pacific, from the Van Helsing movie. I'm a fan of this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, how could it not be a battle royale with Van Helsing and all these classic monsters? But I don't have these two figures. As a matter of fact, I think I only have one loose Van Helsing figure somewhere, but I kind of want to get into this line. It's just one that passed me up, even though I've always enjoyed the movie. But I was able to get Dracula with the coffin and Frankenstein's monster with the ice block. And what's cool about these is these pieces that they come with, the ice block and the coffin, actually hook up to the Dracula's Castle playset, or the much larger playset, which I would really like to get my hands on one day. So we'll see. But, if anything else, maybe I'll pick up Van Helsing and a couple of the loose figures. But really, really neat. I really thought that this figure of the Thing from Another World is awesome. So it reminded me a lot of Monsters in My Pocket. And what Eric was telling me is this toy line, Hop Toys, kind of takes license that have gone into public domain, and they create toys for them. So this was really cool. Not only did it remind me of, like I said, Monsters in My Pocket, but it's a creature from The Thing from Another World from 1951. So cool little item there. And here's something I don't see all that often, and that's the bugs or the aliens from Starship Troopers. I have a few of the troopers themselves, the figures there, but I just don't really ever see the bugs all that much. And so, I really got into Helldivers this year. It's very closely related to Starship Troopers, and I have a few of, like I said, the protagonist figures, but I don't have any of these bad guys. So I was happy to find this loose and for a really good deal. Man, here's something that I wish I would have had last year when I did my Bram Stoker's Dracula video, the Bram Stoker's Dracula movie merch. But here's some trading cards. I don't know if I've ever seen these out and about. Again, a horror freak with the win. But yeah, maybe I'll tear open one of these to flip through for the end of the video to kind of show us some B-roll. But I just love it. These little cards, I have several different kinds from different movies, but I do enjoy them. And if I can find them at the right price, I try to pick them up, but these are ones that I've never seen. I saw this Dracula toy in the shelf, and it really grabbed my attention, and it's not something maybe I would normally collect, but something about the design of it, the whimsiness of it, and the tree, the spooky tree and everything just really grabbed me. I love how the red pops. And so I asked him about it, and come to find out it's actually a coin bank that you wind up, and Dracula climbs this ladder, and he dumps it into that tree. And so I did a little research, and yeah, apparently it's called Hasty Dracula. It's a toy from the 70s, and I think the wind-up mechanism on this may need a little work. He gave me a great price on it. These are not easy to come by. Again, it just really caught my attention, and something I normally maybe wouldn't gravitate to, but I thought it's perfect to bring home this time of year for Halloween. It harkens back to when toys were just made different, right? I always say that the toys from the 70s and early 80s just did have a certain whimsy to it, right? There is a very unique aesthetic, and I thought it was really cool. I was very pleasantly surprised by the Aliens vs. Predator merch he had in there. Unique things that you just don't see anywhere else. The real Alien vs. Predator merch, right? No, but he definitely had some cool stuff. There's definitely some neat Aliens and Predator collectibles there that I just don't see all that often. And one in particular, it's so wild that he had this because it's one that I've had my eye on, and it's not easy to come by, but it's the Japanese exclusive movie edition translucent green xenomorph from Alien Resurrection. And this is by Kenner and a Japanese only release. So I'm actually pretty close to completing this line. And this is kind of the feather in the cap. This would be the one that would be the hardest to acquire if I wanted to complete it. And he gave me such a great deal on it. And when I saw it, I was like, well, if I leave with one thing today, it'll be that. Again, because it's from Japan. And you just don't ever see these. And when you do, they can be a bit pricey. But it's still in the package. I'll probably keep it in there. But I was just over the moon excited to bring home some xenomorphs, some alien action. For those that follow me here, you may have found my channel because you know how big of an Aliens fan I am. So anytime I see Aliens merch and it's something that I don't have, especially as uncommon as this, I try to jump on it if the price is right. How about this? Bootleg Freddy Krueger doll from Mexico. I love bootleg figures, bootleg toys. They're so awesome. It's just because there's so much mystery behind them. They're so unique. And you could go a long time and you may never see another one quite like this again. Don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I do know that I wasn't going to leave without it just because it's done really well, first off, for a bootleg. And one of the things that Eric and I talked about, he's a big fan of bootleg figures as well, but the market and the popularity of these things has really gone up over the past few years. And I can attest to that. When I go to conventions or things like that, I see a lot more bootlegs than I used to. And one thing he was mentioning is there's like whole factories opening up out in Mexico where they're making a bit higher quality bootleg. Still bootleg, right? Still has that quirkiness. Something's kind of off of it, but they've kind of stepped their game up with the sole purpose of like doing something a bit different. And I think it's great. I think for me as a collector, to find things like this that are just, you can't go and get it Target's Geek Out. I can't pre-order this. Again, and that may not be to your liking, right? Each collection is everyone's own thing, but I love to have some of these things in my collection because they are so very different and stuff that you just don't see everywhere. But it's a lot of fun. It speaks a little, I'm not sure what it says. It's kind of hard to tell, but I mean, they even went as far as to having this thing talk. Its face lights up. So yeah, they've gone the extra mile, and my guess is this is more recent. This wave of bootleg figures that are almost taking it a little more serious than they used to. Some of the stuff I had as a kid, because I've been collecting bootlegs ever since I can remember. I feel like, because sometimes those are the toys that you knew you could get, because back when you were a kid they were a bit cheaper. So it's like, yeah, why not? I'll take a knockoff, sure. But yeah, really really cool thing, the Freddy Krueger Mexican bootleg. It's a really kick-ass store, really kick-ass owner. He and I could have sat and talked for a lot longer, but yeah, really neat. I'm glad I stopped in on the day that I did because there wasn't a ton of traffic. He just opened up, but as I was there a bit longer, more and more people came in, so he and I were able to shoot the shit for a little bit. But I highly recommend, if you're in the area, Bedford, Texas, check out Horror Freak. Flash his information up here. I'm not on any other socials. I'm not on Instagram or Facebook. But Horror Freak does have these for you to follow and keep posted to the things they do there, and it'd be really neat to see where it goes. And I would love to know from my viewers, just from the footage that I showed from inside the store, what are some things you saw that would have been like must take home? Did you pick out any items that maybe I missed that you think that would have fit really well here at 2-Day Rentals? And I would love to know. Also, I would like to know, do you have any stores like this close to where you live that are dedicated to horror? or maybe even like the rom-com freak store, right? Another movie genre, or the sci-fi freak, or comedy freak. Now, horror I think is about the only genre it could really work for, but let me know, do you have dedicated stores much like this that really go over and above for horror? I would love to know. I love the conversations with my viewers, and I can't thank each and every one of you enough that has subscribed and joined in the conversation, talking about this, man. That's why I do it, is to have those shared experiences with the things we love and get introduced to new things. Not that I need something else to collect, but it's always neat to find out about new things, and that's made possible by all the viewers. And if you're new here and this is your first time and you've liked the video and you're interested in what I do, it would mean a whole hell of a lot to me. Send this over to your friends, hit like, hit subscribe, like I said, share it. You can stay notified of all the stuff I do. I try to post 1-2 videos a month if time allows for it. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But if it has to do with movies, movie merchandise, collectibles, some custom figures, I may even talk about music from time to time and some video games, all that stuff we love to collect, and there's a good chance I'll try and end up doing a video about it at some point in time. And it's like I say at the end of all my videos, let's be kind as we rewind and fast forward through time. Thank you so much for stopping by 2 Day Rentals.